give a minute or two for people to sign up on the new. Okay, do you give a test? Tell
Okay, test. Are you hearing me? See.
better. Okay, they say it's better.
Okay. So we are talking about our topic being destroy the impressions of the mind. And in that reference, we started thinking that in the Jivan Mukti text, we hear three methodologies to conquer the mind and also to reach a state of Jivan Mukti. Mukti, they enjoy the freedom, the joy of freedom while living in the body, being in the body, at the same time a free person. And there, the book says about three methodologies, three steps to be taken, a three-pronged attack to this ignorance, which is called manonas, vasanakshaya, tattva-jnana. Destruction of the mind. And then comes destruction of the mind. But if you destroy the mind, it will not be so easy. As total destruction of the mind is possible when all desires, not the superficial desire, but the subtle desire, the hidden desire, the impressions which has been created in the subconscious, that is been totally destroyed. Vasanakshaya. And that will also not come unless day and night one thinks that tattva, the truth, that I am, who am I? And what am I? Why am I? What is this universe? And one is established into the knowledge. As if this is the prescription of Jivan Mukti Viveka. So Manonas, that's the fundamental point we are talking about. This mind is such a wonderful tool. It can show us God everywhere, and it can also show us all the fear and anxiety in our life. We live in this world, and this mind creates this idea of distinction, me and mine. Ahamidam, mamaidam. I am this, and this is mine. And as a result, whatever I think that anything happens to that, I am totally stressed out. I am dead. Nothing has happened, but I may be dead. Because my mind says that it is so serious. And the mind, if it is pure mind, then the mind will, this entire world will be Nandanabanam. It is the forest of joy. And forest means a place of joy and mirth. It's all bliss, all joy. The rishis, Upanishadic rishis declared, Ananda, Anandadhyeva khalu imani bhutani jayante, Anandena jivanti, Anandang prayanti sang vishanti iti. And the sages are saying, it is all Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. Everything has come out, sprung from Ananda. Anandadhyeva imani khalu imani bhutani jayante. All these millions and billions of human, subhuman, or virus, bacteria, all are born from that Ananda in the eyes of a knower of truth. See the difference. Our impure mind and their pure mind, they also lived in the world. They moved in the world. But in their eyes, this is the mind when it is sanctified or destroyed the so-called mind in which we live, ashuddhaman, impure mind, and it is called the pure mind. Ramakrishna said, shuddhaman, shuddha buddhi, shuddha atma ek. That means when the mind becomes purified, or if mind becomes mindless, that is a state when everything is different altogether. Everything is springing out of the infinite bliss. Anandati evo imani kalu imani bhutani jayante and anandena jatani jivanti. They are living. All this creature, universe, whole universe of bacteria, virus, human, subhuman, trees, plants, everything is surviving in that consciousness. Jatani jivanti. And at the end, anandang prayanti abhishang vishanti iti. It gets embedded into that ananda, or it enters into ananda. It comes from ananda, it plays in ananda, and it dies in ananda. See what a distinction will be our experience if the mind becomes the help or purified. So our subject is that, but we can, very difficult, mind has different levels. Mind has the level of the conscious level in which you are talking, seeing, working. And there is a level where subconscious or unconscious mind, where all the embedded thoughts are there. We do not know how these thoughts are coming, how one is propelled in one direction or the other. That's why we hear sometimes, we quote that Duryodhana's statement, beautiful statement, that janami dharmam nasame pravitti, janami adharmam nasame nivritti. I know what is good, what is righteous, but I have no tendency. I don't feel like doing that. I hear from everybody and I like it. It is a good thing, but I have no tendency. Where is the tendency coming from? And that I know which is to dharma to follow. I have no tendency to follow that. And I know that is bad. But ajanami adharmam, I cannot resist, but I go. So where these impulses come, he of course has said that, oh Krishna, it is your fault. Because you are the guide, so you are pushing me this way, so I am doing bad, don't blame me. I am your instrument. Yes. But for Vedantic perspective, don't put on God. Take the responsibility on your own shoulder. So why you are propelled to this way? Because your mind. Where the mind tendency comes? Tendency comes because we have inculcated certain ideas. When I do that, it is on the surface, but when it goes down in the substratum, it becomes a settling material. It's a one by one, layer after layer of our past thoughts, actions, deeds. Nothing is lost in life. That's why spiritual life says that nothing is, in spiritual life, nothing is lost. In mundane life, nothing is lost. All negative thought will be hitting here. How much you do it silently, very intelligently, very manipulative way, it is hiding here, that no one can escape. You will have to pay the price of it. It is all settled there. Therefore, the whole struggle is that it's settling in the mind. And as we have discussed, that it is God has created us. What can I do? Many people say, what can I do? God has created the eyes and given the beauty. So my eyes run for that. No, that is true. But running to the beauty you can see as God, or you can see it lustfully. So what is making the difference between two people seeing the same object? That is the inner propensities are coming. Sanskaras, vasana. So it is coming out of the deep impressions which has been created. So though we say the Paranchikhani Bhaktinath Sayambhu, God has created this universe and also created us with our senses all focused outside. As it is focused outside, so we see the outside world only. Na antaratman, therefore we don't have any tendency or urge to look inside. Tasmat. So Paranchikhani Bhaktinath Sayambhu, Tasmat Parang Pashyati Na Antaratman. But again, Kaschid dhira. There are very intelligent people, few intelligent people. Not everyone is intelligent. There are few only intelligent people. Kaschid dhira pratyakatmana maikshat. To see what is within. Pratyakatma. To see the inmost reality, inmost self. Avritta chakshu. They turn their eyes inward. From this side to this side. This is stepping one step to another step. Seeing the external world with the idea of the me and mine, it is for my pleasure, for my senses to enjoy, for my eating, for my sleeping, for my own pleasure. And being tired of that seeing this world, mind one understands that there is no such joy. Let us turn inside. But by that time the damage has been done. Everything I saw outside with greed, with lust, with anger, with frustration, with negativity, it has created a deep impression. It's settled down in the bottom and bottom and bottom. Our Raja Yoga gives us the idea. What is that? That vritti sharupam itaratra. Other time, if one can settle the mind, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Very fundamental concept, their mind. Same talking about the mind. Chitta, our mind, chitta of course has a 4 faculties, we will talk about that. But chitta means, chitta is mind. So chitta is vritti. Chitta vritti nirodha. When the mind will not be jumping and rippling on the surface of the mind, then it is calm, then tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam, then we can establish in our own swarupa, in our divine self, which is the endless joy and bliss which we are talking about. But other time what happens? As we are living every day, 365 days, 24/7, what is our life? Our life is only vritti sarupam. As I see something, my mind makes a ripple of it. And that when the ripple comes in the mind, like a wave, and there is a light behind, Atman, light of the Atman falls, and I have the experience. And then that time you say, I took some food to the tongue, and the sensory nerves took it to the brain, and brain sensation was having what you call the one reaction, and then the mind connected with the mind was connected with the buddhi connected with the ego, and the light behind shine on it, and say, it is good food. But the experience is gone. The food is also gone. Then what remains? Impression remains. That feeling goes down as second time. That's why I say, that food was good. Today I will take a little more. See how you say that? Because you have a previous experience, and that has been retained somewhere as smriti, memory. And then that is pulling our attention and driving us in another direction. So other time, Patanjali says, vritti sharupam itaratra. Other time, our mind takes the form of a vritti. All the ripples. How many vrittis whole day it is going on? Like in the Pacific, surface of the Pacific Ocean. Can you count how many vrittis has happened? Here is the Pacific Ocean here. From morning till now. Think how many things I have seen. This eye camera, has clicked how many pictures? All. Click, 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 click. I'm turning this way, it's clicking all the pictures now. And it's going where? It's creating one wave, one. That's a split second. Infinite number of waves are coming, and it is not ending. Don't think it is going away. It is all settling down as the substratum, and when it gets stimulation, similar inspirational thing comes, it pops up. Suppose you are traveling and you saw one accident, and you would come and tell us, there is accident, I saw it. What you are doing? You are acting as a catalytic agent to stimulate my past impressions of accidents. I will say, yes, do you know, I also one time this. You are bringing your old past out. It was not gone. When I had been in accident, I thought that is gone. No, that is still here all the time. So this is the problem why we need to uproot with its seeds all the mental impressions. See, therefore, the spiritual life struggle starts that the seer is identified with the modifications in that condition, but what we want to identify our vrittis with the Atman, what we are. What we are not to think of more. Rather, through every vritti, every ripple, if we can think that it is the divine, it is divine, it is divine, then it will turn the attitude of the mind. And then it is said, then ekakara karita vritti, chitta vritti, rudeti. One infinite light, where that experience of that consciousness will be in our heart. So this is vritti, how to handle, and we cannot stop it. Whenever Vishaya Indriya Sanjogat, whenever there is an object, when there is an organ of perception, there will be a union, and union will give the experience of the sense object. But how do we look at the sense object depends on my mind. And as I said, first step would be, I see the world as hell. By spiritual practice it can be done. No, there is good also. There is good also, bad also. This coronavirus is good. Yes, good in some people may say, yeah, we can learn something, we can use it, and that way, that it is the good side of it. But bad, people are dying. Every day we are seeing, every moment, death rate is increasing. So, it's good and bad. But first to go out of that which is negative, to move towards the positive, and then think that how can I step out of that also. 3 steps. Being in the world, we live in the world, we see the world as hell, we see the world as full of misery and pain. True, undoubtedly. And Buddha started there, but he ended into a blissful state. That's the point. Starting point is this, good start. But we'll have to move to purify and improve the mind. And not only mind, how can we do? We have to not to stop unless we reach the substratum. Superficial, I desire Rasagulla. Then I'll say, no, I won't take it. You can suppress yourself. Okay, I don't. You are controlling your mind. You can try. We try that way. That is the way we improve our desires, to improve from lower tendency to higher tendency. Huh? Okay, I will take prasad. First you will say, I will not eat, I will eat prasad. Okay? Prasad is not bad because at least it is checking my immediate impulse to put it in my mouth. No? That much is good. But now, after prasad, and then I like, among the prasad there is choice of me, which prasad is better prasad. But that should not be. But I have, my mind is just still working to make a distinction between prasad. So this way our mind is improving and improving and improving. So let us start here. But this spiritual life will be when mana will be totally abolished, manonasha. And manonasha is not possible. Destruction of the mind is not possible till we are driven by desires. And desires, gross desire, subtle desire, you will give up gross desire. But the subtle desire then will pop up. Huh? You never thought it in your life, but that thought will come out. So this is this gross to subtle and subtle to causal. There is a very deep-rooted sanskaras in our life, that ignorance where it starts. So we have to step by step go into the deeper state of our consciousness. So spiritual life is to awaken into that consciousness of tattva, the truth. So Jivan Mukti suggested that you try to destroy the mind. Mind means is vagaries, is running and this, running after the object of the world and duality. You just try to destroy that mind which takes you to duality, to littleness, to pettiness. But pay attention to vasana, the deep-rooted sanskaras which are forcing us to go. Let the vasana be redirected towards God. And it can be done, but not Vedantic way, bhakti way, attacking that vasana. I have vasana. Ramakrishna said, how the desire will go. I love my nephew. Okay. But how can I get out? You are asking me to think about God. I cannot do that. I have my vasana and I have my attachment for my nephew. Yes, look upon the nephew as Lord Krishna. See? Look at the world as Brahman, as the manifestation of the divine. Vedanta says, each soul is potentially divine. So divine is there everywhere. Just see that. We sometimes say, see God. Rather than not seek God. Don't seek, but see God. They say tattva jnana. You can attack this way, that looking at the world in a different perspective. I am not successful. It's my imagination at the beginning. But that should be followed as practice. So our mind, spiritual life, is to awaken into the super consciousness, overcoming the conscious level, and then when we move into the conscious level in our meditation, we every day feel that how many things come. Where do they come from? See, is it not coming from your storage of your sanskaras, your memories? And memories, deeper memory, deeper memory, deeper memory. So it goes on and on. So we cannot pull out all the subconscious. This is not necessary. They say that with the tattva jnana, when the knowledge of the truth comes, in one strike, as Ramakrishna said, the deep darkness of 1,000 years of darkness, dark room becomes lighted. So all the impressions can run away. So go away by the touch of that knowledge. So when we are in the normal conscious plane, we are facing so many difficulties to remain in peace. We are trying to overcome fear, anxiety, pain, suffering. To overcome the problems of the external nature, we follow the spiritual discipline as we are doing prayer, japa, meditation. But we fail to reach the desired goal because again comes our question of me and mine. So different yogopaths show us different ways to get out of it. But Vedanta teaches us, remove your clingingness to the idea that you are the body. That's why vasana, desire, the latent impressions which is propelling, get out of that. But Holy Mother also said, the nirvasana, how? If you become free from your desires, deep-rooted desires, superficial desires, little, Ramakrishna said, finish it. You want to eat something? Eat. And tell mind, hey, I've eaten. That can be managed. But deep-rooted things, fight. Get out of those things. Don't succumb. So, and this desire is coming out, springing out of my past sanskaras, past impressions. And past impressions have been already out of my hand. I collected all those impressions in my mind, and that have a cumulative effect in my life. That's why people say, oh, it is his nature. Don't tell, nothing will happen, no change will come. It is his nature. Why the nature? Why one's nature is renouncing everything? Why others' nature is trying to go and create trouble for others? Swami Vivekananda said that there is a tendency, look at the tendency, how tendency, vasana, or it acts through the physical. Well, 2 eggs hatched by maybe same swan or some bird, and when they are just come out, the swan will move towards the waters and the hen will run to the land. Who is teaching them? They just come, just out of the egg, they have just sprung to life. What is the tendency? Swamiji gave that example to understand how the tendency is powerful. Because he had the previous experience, and swan has one idea, and the hen or they have their past experience which is frightened of the water, one is running to the water. So we are all forcefully moving by the impulse of our past impressions, past samskaras. Therefore we fail, even we try. Those scripture says that abhyasa, again and again repeat, again and again practice, and detach, detach, detach. But it is the path, but we sometimes fail. Now, Vasishtha Dev, major thought was that I will talk about Yoga Vasishtha, but anyhow, it is all related together. So Vasishtha says in his chapter where they are talking about the impression, he says that superficial control over desire is not sufficient. You have to uproot the chitta tree or burn the chitta with its seeds. That is the suggestion of Yoga Vasishtha. That Rama swatma vicharo vayam kohang sam iti rupakaha chitta dudrum ma bijasya dahane dahana smrita. It says, O Rama, know that this inquiry into the self, as Rama has been taught by Vasishtha, talking about, think of the Atman, you are that Atman, you are that Atman. No? So think that way, that who am I in my essential nature? This type of self-inquiry is like a fire which burns the chitta tree along with its desires, the seed that causes suffering. So in one stroke he is saying only one medicine, strong medicine. When antibiotic, no, when so such one stroke you can kill both. What? Two things. You say that you thought that you are the body, now think you are the Atman. No? And thinking that I am the big self, that self, who am I in my essential nature? This vichara itself, vichara is a better word. When you translate discrimination, discernment is good, but it does not give the same force as vichara. So vichara, the inquiry into the self, analyzing the real and the unreal, what is permanent and impermanent, or what is within time and what is beyond time. This type of vichara is like a fire. And that fire can burn two things. Chitta tree. Chitta, as we have talked about, chitta means the mind. No? But mind has four faculties. I didn't touch that point. Mind and intellect, and then ego and memory. Mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankarani, naham. Shankaracharya very clearly expressed, I am not mana, not my mind, which cannot take a decision. Shall I go, shall I not go? And shall I do, shall I not do? Always in dwindling, like moving this way, and vritti, ripple after ripple going on. Mano. Buddhi, he says, no, I will do this, determinative faculty of the mind, the same, that's why it is called one, working in four different ways. Mano, buddhi, chitta, which is remembering faculty, is also in the mind, and ego, I. So the small ego, not the big ego. So these are mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankarani, naham. Shankaracharya, we all chant that verse. I am not the body, not the mind, etc., etc. Not the ego, not the impressions in my mind or memory. No? I am Chidananda Rupa. I am of the nature of Chit. I am of the nature of Ananda. This is the vichara. So this type of thought, that who am I, essential by my nature, this is like this thinking, this thought itself. Who am I? Just analyze every second. Am I the body? Am I the mind? Am I the emotion? Or forget about the body. They start from chitta. They one step here. That body is okay. A body which changes, it is dying, it is every day reborn, it is getting disease, it is getting bereavement and all these sufferings of the body. No. all the 6 changes of the body is happening. So it is, but the chitta tree is to be burned by only thinking that who am I in my essential nature. I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the ego, I am not my memory of the past, but I am Chidananda, 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 Rupoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. So this type of analysis is called the Vichara, and this is called the Swatma Vichara. Vichara, this analysis about your own divine self. And this is the only thing which can burn the chitta tree, that means mind will be totally annihilated or destroyed or mindless. Mana amani bhavati. Mana, this mind, reaches a state where there is no function of mind. You cannot say it is mind anymore. If the mind does not do its function, say cook does not prepare any meal, we don't call him a cook. A person who is driving, we call a driver. When he does not drive, we don't call him a driver. So mind, if it does not function its own, gives up its own tendencies, we cannot call it mind anymore. So mind becomes amana, beyond mind, a state. His name becomes amana. Mind, mana, amana. Mind becomes amana. So it says that, but what is this then vichara? That's a very important point. Vichara is the inquiry into the self. Vichara means analyzing every moment what is real, what is unreal, what is permanent, what is impermanent. It is all what is within the time-space causation, what is beyond time-space causation. This vichara is like a fire and can burn all the mental cognitions, cogitations. And by thinking, I am not the mind, intellect, ego, etc., but I am that. Shankaracharya also gave a definition of vichara in his Aparaksha Anubhuti. He says, ko aham, kathamidam jatam, ko vai kartasya vidyate, upadanam kimastiha, vicharo swayamidrisha. Who am I? From where this universe is born? Who is the master of this universe? Who has created this? What are the constituent materials of this universe? How this universe has been created? What are the material, constituent material? This type of analysis is called in spiritual life as the path of knowledge. It is called the vichara. So it has been definitely given a concrete idea. Vichara does not mean just analyzing anything. But vichara means ko aham, specifically in the Vedantic way. Who am I? Kathamidam jatam, how this whole universe has come out. Ko va sakarta, is there any intelligent principle behind this? Who has done this? Is there any consciousness behind it? Or is there anything, any person, or any person or imperson, reality, impersonal reality, or personal reality? What is that? Who is the karta? And upadana, how this universe is constituted. It is all the 5 elements. Yeah, you start with that. The world is made of the 5 elements. Who created these 5 elements? Where did it come from? Like that, go on and on and on and on. You will reach a point where you cannot solve the problem. Then you have to say, it is by Maya. It is not created. It is created, it looks like created, but it is not created. But I see the world, that's why it is called definition of Maya. Is Maya true? Well, no. I cannot deny that, because I see it. This is Maya. I see everything. And again, is it unreal? Well, how can I say unreal? I see it. It is real? How can I say it is real? It is not the same tomorrow. So that's why what you see, Vedanta brings this idea, it is Maya. And you are in that delusion. We are all thinking me, mine, etc. And forgetting about the truth. We are all engaged into this analysis of this, not analyzing the world, but living in the world and being a part of it and a victim of it. So, vichara, according to Shankara, is that these few points, that ko aham, who am I, kathamidam jatam, how this universe has come out. Kova asya karta, who is the Lord of this universe. Upadanam kim iho. What ingredient? Vedanta will say it is all ingredient is consciousness. There is nothing but consciousness. Chidananda Rupa. Chit and Ananda. And that is the only reality. We are seeing that. So, it says that sadhaka should engage in this vichara. And vichara, if we can do this vichara, then it will lead ultimately to the knowledge. And that is the same as Jivan Mukti was suggesting, that we will have to think of that mananas, vasana-kshaya and tattva-jnana. Vasana-kshaya, what is the desire prompting me to move in one direction? What is that force which is inside? Why it is forcing me to do that? I will overcome it only by vichara, tattva-jnana, knowing the truth, what is the ultimate reality, what is the ultimate truth. So, and vichara is also said that this is, in the verse number, some of the fifth chapter, some verses, that through the control of this vasana samparityagat, when one can give up this vasana, this desire, this deep inclination, this some force which is propelling us to behave in a particular way, to the body, connected with the body and mind, if one can samparityaga, can give up all this chittam, then one reaches chittam gacchati achittatam. Beautiful word. This chitta, which is making me entangled into this world of duality, and that chitta reaches a state which is called achittatam. It is beyond chitta, beyond the ken of mind, beyond the ken of your intelligence, beyond the ken of your ego, beyond the ken of your all memories and perceptions. So it is that level. Vasana samparityagat chittam gacchati achittatam. And how to reach that achitta state? That means a state where I will not be driven by my impulses, which leads me to the duality, which leads me to suffering and this fear for death and all anxieties. That is to be done by sadhu sangha. Vasishtha says that it brings, as Ramakrishna said, what is the way out? Way out is sadhu sangha, holy company. And you go to places of silent living. That is the true methodology. This book also suggests satsanga vyavaharitvat bhavo bhavana varjanat sarira nasadarshitvat bhavana nacha vartate. Due to the influence of holy association, Vasishtha Yoga Vasishtha suggesting these are truth, highest truth, but it does not come into our life unless we have the touch of some holiness. From some people, we see some example who have conquered their identification into the world and worldliness, and they have lifted themselves to another level. And it's like a influence of the holy association and the practice of the conduct like virtuous people. One's nature, one's behavior. I have my bad tendencies, I have to change those tendencies into good tendencies. And that good tendency will be more better and better and better. And now we are going beyond the tendency. This is our samskara. Samskara means a tendency, force. I want to meditate. I want to sit for thinking of God. Other thoughts will come and drive me out. My past impression, this duty, this, that. Anything can disturb my direction. So that can help us, holy association, the practice of and conduct of the virtuous people, and then following the path of renunciation of worldly thoughts and contemplation about the perishable nature of the body. Few conditions have been given. It's a very beautiful practical means to become, to reach a state where is called how we will conquer our vasana. We can destroy our deep-rooted impressions of lives and lives of impressions inside. Not only on the surface. This life is nothing. This life is only one life in the surface. I am good guy. I am good guy does not mean anything. There is so much bad inside. So they will pop up then. And then what to do? With a bigger axe and sword, or putting a big fire into this forest of ignorance, that is to see satsanga, first point, practice of the conduct of the virtuous people. Only going to holy person will not do anything unless we imbibe their characteristic and live that type of life. How to detach from the life, how to be little more objective into the situations of which you are facing, and then looking inside, renunciation of worldly thoughts. I am going to holy company, I am reading these books and I am studying this Vedanta, but I keep myself engaged in discussing about all the ugly things of others. As if I have been given the responsibility to rescue the whole world, what he is doing, what she is doing, what this world is doing, that doing. You are not solving all the problems. Why not you engage your own solving your own problem? So that's why attempts should be made to follow their path, renunciation of worldly thoughts, worldly people, worldly thoughts. We live with everyone, but our inner tendencies should be changed. We have done enough. Lives after lives you have thought about world and worldliness, and what is the result we know, what is the present result we are suffering now. So how we can change that? It should be a strong determination. That's why Vaishishtadev suggests satsanga vyavaharitvat, satsanga, association with the holy, vyavahara, following the behavior. They behave in the way of detachment or renunciation, that type to inculcate in the life. Bhavo bhavana marjanat, this world and worldly thought to be shunned as much as possible. If you want to do it, do it. You think, my duty, okay, go on doing. Then you'll have to again pay back all those things, because it will settle in your mind. It will not settle in anyone's mind. If I do, it will settle here. A virus will get a position here. And naturally it will choke me, and then say, why I am suffering so much? I want someone to help me. And then I cry and weep. And there, of course, that will, again some solution will come. But should we put the virus here in my heart by negative thinking? Or only criticizing and doing negative, imbibing negative thoughts and ideas in my mind. So therefore, thoughts and renouncing the worldly thoughts, and also the association of the worldly. Bhakti Shastra also said, satsangastu durlabho amogascha, dussanga sarvataiva tajya. Even Bhakti Shastra says, dussanga, when it is bad association. What is bad? That takes us away from God. That's bad. That takes away from my own spiritual growth and development. That makes me forget, again brings me that I am the body, I am the body, I am the body. So Hari Maharaj used to say, one lady used to come and ask lovingly, affectionately, Maharaj, aap kaisa hai? How are you, Ma? How are you, Swami? He said, I am okay today. And then second day, again motherly affection, she comes and says, Baba, aap kaisa hai? How are you, Father? I am okay. Third day, when she came back and said the same thing, then Hari Maharaj said, I want to forget that body. You come every day and remind me I am the body. That means, जिसको हम भूलने मांगता है, जो what I want to forget, you are making me, reminding me of that. So that is the point. We should have to just disassociate with all this, because if we still encourage that, it will come here and it will settle here. All bank balance will be rich in bank balance there with negative thoughts. And one day, so much debt, we will have to 18%, 20%, 22% interest. Credit card interest we will have to pay with tears, with repentance, and with all fright. So, better to be aware what this Yoga Vasishta says, to contemplation, also understand. Everything in this world, what we are doing, it is about the perishable nature of the body. Also perishable nature of the desires. I desire something. I like it today. I want it. I want to grab it. If I get it, then I don't want anymore. So this is the major problem. Even if we grab our desires, we want to fulfill our desires, but that also will be a cause of suffering. So it is also understand it is perishable, and in that process the desires will get attenuated, and thinking of the divine again and again, we'll have to move towards our goal of perceiving who we are. So the destruction of the impressions which we are born with our tendencies, this is the very fine point of our spiritual journey. But we'll have to move on. There is much to do. Many people say that I came here, wow, what a beautiful atmosphere. One day they come and feel like that. We live here every day. What do you feel? You don't feel the same way. Why? Because either our renunciation is less, or we take it for granted it is like that. Okay, what is that? That means we are to overcome this, not what you call the a life of complacency. It should be ever awake. As we really meditate after 20, 30, 40 years, look at your own life, I look at my life. When I sit for meditation, how quickly it goes to our divine thought of our Ishta Devata. I'm talking in a dualistic way, or in Vedantic way, you say how much you can quickly go back to your own consciousness. What happened for 20, 30, 40 years of spiritual practice? To question subtle tendencies, desires, always pulling. Ramakrishna said there was what? Mongoose or what? He was going up. Mongoose, and there was and he was trying to get out of the hole, but in his tail, the samskara, heavy weight is tied, and whenever he goes, it pulls him down. So it's a very subtle fight. Gross fight is beginning. We can do that. I won't go here, I will take my time, I will read some books, I will listen to some lecture. Good. But the inner struggle starts more and more. That's why Vedanta says, day and night, think of who you are. Ashupte, amrite, kalangnayat, Vedanta chintaya. That is the solution of Yoga Vasishtha and others. Day and night think. Ashupte. Morning you woke up, remember, who am I? Why am I here? Or in your own way of practice. What is this universe? What is my business here? Why I am here? Start with that analysis. Go, let it go on at the undercurrent in all our actions. And till we go to sleep. And not one day. I am doing for one day. Last day I did. No. Asukte amrite. Do it every day till your body goes to cremation ground. That means such serious attempt is necessary to overcome our subtle impressions. So thank you all.
There's a question.
Okay, question.
There's a question comes from Samit. He asks, where is my mind, Swamiji? Is it in my body, or in the consciousness, or hovering above my head? And where is my mind when I am dead?
Where is the mind? Either in the body, or in my head, or above the head. We have three bodies, Vedanta says we have three bodies. One is the physical body, another is the subtle body, another is the causal body. So, physical body, mind permeates everywhere of the physical body. Mind permeates even outside, whatever we see. But subjectively, mind remains in a subtle body. And what is the subtle body? They are called 17 elements, they call subtle body. Mind, 5 senses, these are subtle body. When you are dreaming, in the dream also my mind is there. So where mind lives, I cannot say. Mind is only here. When you are dreaming, you are alone. And in that dream state, you are there everywhere. Without mind, you cannot see, you cannot eat, you cannot be fearful, you cannot be enjoying. So mind is there also. So our Vedanta says, in the subtle body, your mind is still there. And only in the deep sleep condition, which is the causal body, there we sleep means mind also sleeps. Mind is not dead, but mind is tired. He gets a little tired and is sleeping there. So there also mind is there, but dormant mind. Mind will be totally lost if it is all we realize the divine, that I am not the body, not the mind. Our mind remains everywhere. Now my head is mind, you pinch here, it is mind is here, I know. If your mind is not there, you won't feel anything. You see something, you are unmindful, you don't see. The thing is come, you don't see. So mind is everywhere, but mind is the physical body, so long I am here, and the center of perception, normally we feel our mind on the heart, but it is all over the body. And in your dream also the mind remains. And in the sleep also our mind remains. But mind is not independent. Mind remains only because there is Atman. So this mind, when we perfectly find peace when we go to deep sleep, therefore it is better if we can, by meditation or some process, keep the mind in that peaceful state, or mind becomes omana, then mind dies. Otherwise mind is everywhere. Anyhow, any more?
More questions? From Brahmadas. Does attending these lectures with live streamed Swamis online count as holy company or satsang? Seems we have limited interaction on YouTube. Limited interaction. So does it count as satsang?
Yeah, satsanga, it is, there are definitions of satsanga. If you get a holy company, means a holy man who has realized God, who is living a wonderful spiritual life, who is totally detached and renounced the worldly things. If you get an association with that, that is called holy company. No, even going to him, we don't get the benefit unless we bring spiritual issues. You go to a beehive, does not mean that you go to a beehive means you are extracting juice and you are having honey, eating honey. You have to poke in right direction. If you wrongly poke, then the bees will come and bite. But you have to poke in right direction, going to a holy man, talk about God. And take what, not only talking, you will have to think what you talked. Imbibe something, take something back to your heart and practice that. Then it is holy company. Yes, in one sense I will say, there is different steps of sadhu sangha. Yes, reading a book is a holy company. Talking about God with anyone is a holy company. When we are thinking of God together, say, I am speaking. Not that you are listening to my talk. It is helping me subjectively, because this moment my mind at least is thinking something higher. So you are all helping me to keep my mind in a lofty level. So this is sadhu sangha. You are giving me the sadhu sangha. Not I am giving you the sadhu sangha. You are also giving me the sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, Sat is only God. Sat is divine. So association with the divine is the perfect thing. Okay? Yes, in one sense it is sadhu sangha, but in another sense that yes, furthermore is to go to imbibe this teaching into our life. That is more sadhu sangha.
Shrimati asks, how good are the chances of the mongoose?
Yeah, by God's grace it is said, that's true. We are all bound by our own old impressions, old sanskaras. They pull us down. But it is said that Ramakrishna came in this age, all the incarnations, they came again and again. They said, Ramakrishna said, if anyone moves one step towards me, I come 10 steps towards him. So this is the grace part. Let us try and let us fail. Let us try, let us fail. And pray, oh Lord, I tried and had. And ultimately Vedanta does not decry that God's grace is secondary there. Most important. Even Hari Maharaj Turiyananda and Swami and others said, God's grace is very important in spiritual life. Without grace you cannot do anything. We do this, our sadhana, our vicharo, we talked about, these are all tiring our wings. When the wings will be tired and we'll see that I did so much, but I am not successful, oh Lord, come, then grace of God comes and that fulfills. Yes, by His grace and our own effort, I think, yes, it will be.
Next question from Anu. Swamiji, being a householder and mother, how can I focus on the divine? Will that not be like neglecting my duties towards family?
Yes, this is the same question many times we discuss. Yes, if you see that your son is your son, you have created the son or daughter, that is problem. But if you see that God has created you, God has created your daughter also or son also, and God has brought in a relationship in your life as a daughter, as a mother. So, only to think that who you are serving. That is the whole philosophy of our service idea. In Vedanta society or in Vedanta movement, we try to think that we are serving God. Ramakrishna said, Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva. So, if one can just, it is not a wastage. Taking care of the child, that I am taking care of God who has come in my life as a baby. And I am serving Him. What a great fortune! That God is taking my love, my affection, my care. So it is a more than worshipping in the temple, offering some flowers and throwing some mantras. It is much more important if we can adapt this attitude that I am serving God and God and God, and God is gracious to extract my love. He has become my baby. So if we can take this attitude, then I don't think that a spiritual life and your child care becoming a two different object. It is only one service to God, whom you meditate, whom you pray.
Camera.
Okay.
One more question is there. There's some more questions coming. Samit follows up with, Swamiji, what becomes of mind after death?
Mind remains. Yes, mind does not die unless we reach this state, what we are talking about, amana, beyond mind. That will come when our realization, our experience of the divine will happen. It will not come before that. That's why Hindus and Buddhists believe that we give up this physical body, but we go into the subtle body. And that subtle body rotates and enters into another gross body to fulfill some desire. Again it comes and again goes. This round and round of cycle of birth and death goes on, continues, till we understand, I am not the mind, I am not the body. So when total detachment comes, then only it will be freedom. Otherwise we will be born again, and unfulfilled desires that will force us. Or what some people may have some idea what happens after death. Our scriptures suggest this physical body goes away, but the subtle body, as I have just talked about subtle body is our dream body. Think of your dream state. What you think about yourself in your dream. You have a body there, you have eyes, ears, etc., all that. So that type of subtle thing remains, and that goes into another life. That is our scripture suggest. So we'll have to come back again till we understand that we are divine.
Here's an interesting question. Tara asks, Swamiji, what is the significance of you pointing to your heart when you speak of mind? Is it the desiring part of mind?
Yeah, that's always a confusion, because mind is here in the Western thought. Mind is here. But in Indian thought, mind and buddhi, they divide it. So normally they put in mind as the emotional side, intellect as the decisive side. So they make a distinction. As I said, mind it is said mind, but mind has four aspects, as we have discussed: mind, intellect, ego, and remembering faculty. All are same mind functioning in different areas. That's why it is here we point, because of the feeling center. We feel all our experiences, emotions, joys, sufferings, pain is felt here. So it is more of a feeling center. And scriptures also suggest that, yeah, God resides everywhere, but He is in this place more because He can be experienced in the heart more. So I think it is a feeling center, that much I can say.
Do you want to keep going? Questions keep coming. Now that you're answering questions, questions are coming. You can do a few more?
So another 5 minutes.
Now, what is a woman's dharma when her husband prefers to watch a movie while the wife prefers to participate in satsang?
Yeah, that is a really a big problem. Actually, in every home that happens. I would suggest, if you can convince your husband to do that, that is better if he comes. Or not, then you make a deal together that, my choice is my choice, your choice is your choice. You be happy watching the movie or something. And I choose to be listening to talks or practicing spiritual discipline or bhajan. Give me freedom, and you also enjoy the freedom. So there should not be one to convert another person, because we are all different. Though husband, wife, mother, brother, sister, brother, does not mean that we are all one. In the same family, brother will be one type, sister will be another type, ma will be another type, uncle will be another type. So this is the point, that when we cannot change anyone, and we need not have to force upon the freedom of others. And when time will come, that same person will change. If it does not change, you be happy with your freedom. Give freedom to others. We miss this ground in our relationship. That's a dangerous part. And every relationship is becoming bitter and bitter. It starts with sweetness, then fight comes, shouting comes, hitting comes, running away comes. All this becomes a part of life because we don't know how to handle it. From the beginning, I think that we should have to make a negotiation that what is our married life is for joy, peace and happiness. So, intruding into someone's freedom does not give joy. No one wants that. Neither you want, neither I want. So why we are going in that direction? Okay, we love each other. You follow your way of watching television or whatever. I watch my own television, meditation, prayer, japa. So, and freedom, and be free and be, I think, more responsible in life to create a harmony. I think harmony is more important. That should be the suggestion from my side.
This suggestion also came that one could ask a husband to watch a devotional movie.
Devotional.
Watch a devotional movie, spiritual movie. Then husband gets to watch the movie. Wife also has satsang that way.
Yeah, I don't get it. Who wanted that? Watching that?
Devotional movie, if you watch,
Ah.
in that case, you are watching the movie at the same time devotional movie, so you can practice your.
But that may be good. If it is devotional movie your husband wants. And if your husband does not want devotional movie, then what will you do? So that's why I would say give freedom. No, freedom is the very foundation of our life. We forget that. Once you infringe into the freedom of an ant moving this way, see how he reacts. Ant. Even a microwave. Microbe. Even your all this, virus. See, moving. They want freedom. They want their freedom. We want to stop it. But they want their freedom. So that's why Swami Vivekananda's freedom is the song of the soul. So, but you try to manage as best as, because we have to adjust our life, no? We cannot run away from life. But how to do the best under circumstances? Everyone will have to take that step.
Now it's time for puja.
Okay, we'll go. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Topic for
Oh, topic for next week. Yeah. What is the, who is speaking?
Resurrect the Christ within? Is that the same topic?
Who's speaking?
Yes.
I think it's you again.
No, it must be.
It's not on there.
We don't have the.
Yeah, we have. I said, tell me, it is there already. On, not online. So you have to put on this. Huh, what is that?
Swami Satyamayananda, resurrect the Christ within.
Acha, resurrect the Christ within by Swami Satyamayananda. Next Sunday at 11 a.m. here, it will be just streamlined like that. So, that's all. No Swamiji house. No Swamiji house today. We cannot go anywhere, so no Swamiji house. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.